Can I pause for a second and just note that we got Brian on here who's getting Congressman Massey on, and our typical lineup includes like homeless people that believe in Bigfoot.
Welcome to the Brian Nichols Show, your source for common sense politics on the We Are Libertarians Network. The Brian Nichols Show is the fastest growing liberty podcast that brings together people from all means of political thought as we seek to have meaningful conversations about the issues you care about. At the Brian Nichols Show, our goal is to leave the audience educated, enlightened, and informed. And now your host, Brian Nichols.
Well, happy Monday there, folks. Brian Nichols here on the Brian Nichols Show. Yes, we are supposed to have a Marketing Monday, but I'm sorry, our dear friend Chris Goizetta, he is swamped. Now, remember, he is an actual professor of marketing. So this is, as most of you Gen Zers would know, time to go back to college. So he's prepping things up right now to actually start school. So you get me today. I'm sorry. I know you get a one-on-one with yours truly. Today, we're actually going to talk about doing your 30-second elevator pitch. So I'm going to walk through how you actually go through. And this is for not just if you're a candidate, but if you're, for business, whatever it is that you sell, or if there's a product or service that you are looking to bring into the marketplace, you're going to have to learn how to sell. So this is a great way to do your 30-second elevator pitch. But otherwise, folks, how have you been? I know I've been, holy cow, so swamped, but in such a good way. So day job, busy as all get out. Telecommunications, cybersecurity, top of mind for pretty much every small through medium and large businesses out there, just because threats are increasing. Also with the uncertainty surrounding how governments will be reacting to the different variants in COVID. You see lockdowns being discussed in the future. A lot of companies are saying, oh, shoot, I need to make sure that we don't have happen to us what happened back in March of 2020 happened to us here as we get forward to the fall and winter of 2021. So let's make sure we get our infrastructure in place now. So keeping extremely busy there and working with my sales team, helping them not only focus on those different areas, but also cybersecurity areas as well. But then also focusing on the basics, right? And this is something I want to talk about today, is how do we focus on some of the basics? And that's why we're going to talk about our 30-second elevator pitch, because when we're talking about, how do you become the best salesperson, you see everybody start to just go in. And I actually just had a talk with one of my sales guys about this, where they'll just start reading the manuals, right? They'll try to learn all the facts, all the figures. And that's great. You can do that. However, there comes a point where that almost gets in your way. You have to know the facts and figures, but don't let that become what you're selling. You're actually solving a problem, right? You're not selling anything in particular to any certain person. And this is one thing too, that as a liberty movement, we also have to acknowledge is, well, who are we selling to? This is one thing that Chris and I actually talk about quite a bit, is who is your target market? Not everybody is perfectly fit for the product or service or solution that you're bringing forward. And that's okay. You don't have to have it be that perfect time every single time. And I think we see that too often, where we try to show people how right we are, because we are, I get it, but that doesn't matter to your average person, because they need to be having that conversation first. And even if we don't make the sale right away, don't let that bother you. You still need to make sure you're holding on and maintaining that relationship, building that long-term trust, because at the end of the day, that's what people want to do. They want to buy from people they know, like, and trust. So let's go towards our 30-second elevator pitch. This is going to be a shorter episode today. I don't want to keep too much of your time. And this is actually going to be very much like what you would find every single morning when you go over to briannicholsshow.com. If you look at the top there, you can subscribe to our email list. And every morning I do my morning sales huddle. And I will do something like this, where it'll be an email form. Today, obviously, this is going to be us doing a one-on-one, and we're going to be seeing this a little bit different here. And I'll wrap up the show talking about what we're going to be doing in the future of the show going forward. But let's start off. When you're doing your 30-second elevator pitch, number one, who you are is important, right? So your name, and also if in this case you're a candidate, or if you're representing your company name. So, hi, I'm Brian Nichols, and I am the host of the Brian Nichols Show. What do you do? So in this case, you're not trying to specifically focus on the features and benefits, right? This is where you'll see people go, and for the morning sales huddle folks, they know the story of the toothpaste and soap analogy. So there's a sales guy who I've been working with now for a number of years. He's one of our partners in my company, and every new sales guy that comes on to the team, he will go out and he will buy a Dial toothpaste Dial soap rather in a pre-made little wrapped up container or what have you. And he brings it in and he puts it on their desk. And the reason being is to always remember that you don't want to be selling toothpaste and soap. You're not an order taker. You're not selling features and benefits. You're not just going out and being a commodity out there. You are a problem solver. You're trying to offer solutions, and you have to be different. So what do you do? And in this world, I like to, number one, say, well, here's the problem, right? And here's the problem that I see and who I help, right? Specifically with that problem. And then you go into how you help solve that problem and how you've helped solve that problem. And then you would go into asking some discovery questions to see if it would make sense to have more of a conversation. So let's take my example for my day job, right? Hi, I'm Brian Nichols. I am the director of sales development for Stratus IP. Stratus IP, we are a voice data, cybersecurity, and business continuity solutions provider. We help medium to large businesses, specifically IT directors, CIOs, in general, IT executives who are looking to future-proof their businesses from all technological standpoints. And where we add value is, and where we've had our chance to add value is working with companies, across the board from healthcare to finance, banking, and more, by helping retool their infrastructure for an uncertain future, specifically looking at cybersecurity threats and uncertainties with the business continuity landscape as we go forward here to 2021. All right, 30 seconds or so, ballpark. It's not too difficult. So what you want to do is take that 30-second elevator pitch and refine it. Reason being, and it's funny, I just went up to see my family and I got asked this a million times. Brian, I always tell people when they ask me, you're in sales. I don't know what you do though. And I have to explain also to my grandparents who are in their 80s, or I guess in their 70s. Sorry, grandma and grandpa. They're in their 70s, but to be able to explain to them, what it is I do for a job, they're not really up there with the cybersecurity lingo. So being able to make it so it's easier to understand, that can sometimes be the hardest thing. But 30-second elevator pitch. How can you go ahead and take your elevator pitch and then turn it into a means to engage into a conversation, right? And this goes with knowing who you're talking to. When you're going out and you're engaging in conversation, unless you're, just a candidate out there, let's, look at you candidates specifically. I know, I apologize. We haven't had a Sunday candidate highlight series in a little bit. And again, I'll talk about, we're going to be doing little things differently here as we go forward. So strap in. But one thing that I would recommend is to try and get as much information by asking some questions to learn who it is that you're talking to before you start talking about the things that you care about, right? And this is something that you will have to almost start to do on your own, is noticing when people are coming into, let's say they want to talk to you and they say, hey, well, what do you stand for? What do you believe in? Right? It's one thing to give the top, couple issues that you're concerned about, but know where you're at, kind of figure out, the environment you're in. If you're, at a county fair, know that market. If you're at in a meet and greet, a networking event, know that market. And then think of what those top of mind issues that might be something that they're concerned about, and then ask them about it. Raise that conversation up. So when you're talking to somebody, say, hey, I focus on a variety of issues. But one of the things I've been hearing tonight has been an issue, and name issue here, right? What are your thoughts on that? They'll give you their thoughts, right? And if it's an issue, they'll say, oh my God, you're right. 1,000%. Holy cow. Let me tell you, I agree. That's the number one issue I'm seeing right now. And then they'll go into their problem. Guess what? Awesome. Because now you're getting the chance to hear from them firsthand what their problem is. But then it also takes it off of you. And we see this a lot. And I'm sorry, candidates. Sometimes when I ask this question on the Sunday Candidate Highlight Series, I get very answers because I'll say, what are some of the top issues that you're focusing on? And we start off this laundry list of issue here, issue here, issue here. And I kind of have to sit back and say, what are we doing? Why are we talking about, 15 different things and 10 of those things aren't even pertinent to the race that you're running for? And also, have you talked to your voters? Do you know what they care about? There are certain candidates I asked that question to, and they were like, oh no, I didn't talk to my voters. Red flag, guys, like red flag. You need to take a time out and make sure you're asking those questions. Make sure that you're sticking out. And, I'll give you some marketing here today because I know we're missing our man Chris. But at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you're meeting people where they're at by knowing that audience, staying top of mind on those issues that they care about, right? So when we know that audience, make sure that you're spending your time focused on talking to those specific people who are going to help move the needle, not just the ones who are going to say, okay, that's a good idea, but to say that's a great idea and I want to help you, right? Build that super fan. Build up the long-term customer who's going to be coming back time and again, but also going out of their way to sing your praises. And it all starts with making sure that when you start out with that initial who you are in that 30-second elevator pitch, you're tailoring it to who you think the person is that you're speaking to based on the basic understandings of who your market is that you should be talking to. But it's on you as the salesperson to dig and make sure that you're digging beyond what you think and actually discovering and understanding, getting empathetic, right? And this is why, if you go back to the episode I did with Philip Stutz here on Wednesday, when he said that sales and marketing go hand in hand, absolutely. You've heard us talk about that here on the program frequently because they do go hand in hand. You have to be able to know who it is that you're talking to, but you also need to make sure that you understand what it is that they care about. And those, while similar, are different. So making sure that we're focusing on both areas is absolutely imperative. So we're going to wrap up with the actual education standpoint of the episode today. I hope you guys got some value from that. Also, if you like this, strap in because, number one, you can make sure you get this over at the Morning Sales Huddle. Like I said, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, around 6 a.m. or so, with the excluding past 2 days here, Thursday and Friday of last week, because I was on vacation visiting family, but I still got you guys the Morning Sales Huddle just a couple hours later than normal. But what we're talking about is stuff like this, how to do your 30-second elevator pitch, how to build those really strong probing questions. How are you able to craft stories that not only get people to have their interest piqued, but to go on the buyer's journey themselves by really finding themselves relating to the people within your story? That's all the things we're discussing over at the Morning Sales Huddle. So again, BrianNicholsShow.com. It's right there on the homepage, folks. But discussing what we're doing as a show going forward. So we're going to be adding a lot. And you say, but Brian, how? You already are doing so much. And I say, well, first and foremost, I can't do anything without the amazing team I have behind the scenes. Not only my co-host here on the program with Jeremy Todd and Chris Goizetta, the sales and marketing gurus that they are, but also the amazing team behind the scenes who have been doing everything that helps keeping the show running. Hunter, Francine, Chris, Bill, Colin, making sure I'm not forgetting anybody. I don't think I did. But if I did, I apologize. But I cannot thank enough the team that's helping grow this show, but also the team that's going to help you get more content, right? So first and foremost, the big show here, the Brian Nichols Show. We are going to still be giving you your traditional 4 episodes per week. So have no fear. You'll be seeing the 4 main episodes. They will, however, be changing just a little bit, and I'll get into that in just a hot sec. But we will be going daily. And not just like Monday through Friday, every single day. You will be getting something in your feed from the Brian Nichols Show. Now, it might be 10 minutes. It might be 5 minutes. It might be 15 minutes. It might be from me. It might be from Jeremy. It might be from Chris. It might be from a guest. Surprise, surprise. We're going to be doing a lot of new things, and I want to bring a lot of different voices here to the program on top of the traditional 4 episodes. But I also want to give it to you guys in a little bit different type of content, because I know for some of you, you're busy. I'm busy. I get it. And you don't have the half an hour to 45 minutes that a traditional podcast would really give you in terms of, hey, I want to get the value from this, but I just don't have the time. That's fine. We'll give you some micro episodes. You're running from the car to Chipotle. You're in line. Pop in your Bose Quiet Comfort headphones. No endorsement, but if you want the endorsement Bose, give me a call, because they're really good headphones. The inner ear buds, by the way, noise canceling ones, pristine. But until I get the royalty check, they're terrible. And then in that time, that 7 minutes, right, you can listen to a quick episode of the Brian Nichols Show, and it's going to be something you can take away, actionable, and it's going to be focusing on issues like sales, marketing, and liberty-based topics, but from also people beyond me, people that we have here at the network that we can leverage their expertise, and we already are, but to give them also the chance to reach you one-on-one in a more personal format. I'm so excited to be bringing that to you guys here every single day in some way, shape, or form. So make sure you're looking for that. Now, going back to the big show here, the Brian Nichols Show. Yes, I said 4 days a week still. I promise, not getting rid of that. However, we are changing just a little bit. We're tweaking a little bit with the 4 shows. So we will be doing pretty much the 4 shows like traditional, but they're going to be based on specific themes. So here's what we're going to do. And I'm going through my list here on my phone. So as I read through, if I flub up, don't know why. So we're going to be doing 1 of our Sunday Candidate Highlight series as normal. Then we're going to do 1 episode on sales and marketing. So as we've been doing with Jeremy and Chris. And then we're going to be doing an episode with somebody from the Liberty Movement, like we have been. And then the final episode every week is going to be a little different. And it's going to be a rebranded show to be announced. It will be discussed sometime in the very near future, I promise. But this rebranded show, while part of the Brian Nichols Show family and part of the 4 main episodes, will be entirely focused on having conversations with sales professionals who are finding the value of going out, building up that financial freedom that has given them the thing we talk about here in the show, liberty, and then has helped them obtain their end goal. Larry Sharp has talked about it. What is it? Happiness, right? So talking about these values that we talk about here on the show and the way that they are impacting people in the sales world, we need to bridge these worlds. These 2 worlds, and I'm 99.9% confident now, as I've listened to more and more sales podcasts, as I've read more and more of these sales guys' books and blogs, and I've dug into who they are as people, I am finding a recurring theme across the board, and that is that they are overtly libertarian or capitalistic in the way that they approach things. That's a big win for us. And we need to be taking not advantage of that, but taking that reality and making sure we're not throwing away a golden opportunity to have conversations with people who are already having these conversations that we're having, but in their business worlds and also in their personal growth worlds. I mean, you have mastermind groups with people talking about how to grow their personal income, how to grow their personal wealth. Why? Not just to take over the world, but to actually live the free, liberty-based lifestyle that we talk about every single day. And we need to show that there is a pathway to being able to accomplish liberty, not just in your personal life, but then taking the outcomes that you have been able to accomplish and then using that to help others, not through redistribution, not through taxation, but rather helping create more opportunities by investing that back in, because we see that when there are problems, people will bring their resources together to help offer a solution and let them do so freely. What has Dr. Adrian Bajan told us? Freedom is not only science, freedom is nature. So stop getting in the way. Let things happen as they are supposed to happen, namely freely. So with that being said, yeah, we are going to wrap up here around 20 minutes or so. So thank you guys for a little bit shorter of an episode. If you enjoyed the episode, please, as always, do me a favor, go ahead and share today's episode. And when you do, give me a tag at B Nichols Liberty, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, if you enjoyed the episode, shoot me an email, or if you just want to say hi to me, email me, Brian at briannicholsshow.com. Also, have you heard about the brand new ebook? It is 4 easy steps you can implement now to help sell liberty to family and friends. And yeah, did you hear me say the word free? I'll say it again. It is a free resource for you. Head to briannicholsshow.com /Liberty Friends ebook, and you can go ahead and snag that free ebook right in your inbox. Also, you will instantly get your in your inbox every single week that morning sales huddle 5 days a week when you sign up for the morning for the 4 easy steps ebook. Guys, we've been hearing nothing but positive reviews, and it's actually helping people have conversations with who? Real people like your family and friends. And I love to hear it. So if you want to share what value you've gotten from our awesome resource here, the ebook, email me again, your story, Brian at briannicholsshow.com, or head to briannicholsshow.com /reviews. Give us a 5-star rating and review. Tell folks what value you're getting from that ebook, what value you're getting from the morning sales huddle, what value you're getting from shows like this. And the reviews have been just pouring in. I'm genuinely humbled. I'm kind of astonished at the past month of, I think we've gotten around 30 plus reviews. So let's keep it up as I knock over my water. That's how excited I got, folks. But let's keep it up. If we can go ahead, double it. Let's get to 60 reviews for August. Or here for September. We'll because I want to give you guys enough time. September, if we can get 50 plus views, I'll do something. I'm not sure what it will be. We'll do something, and I'll probably announce what that something will be once I figure it out. And you guys need to hold me to this over my Patreon. So if you want to go ahead and become one of the amazing people who are not only keeping the lights on, but get behind the scenes sneak peeks of anything that's going to be happening, direct access to yours truly, it's briannicholsshow.com /support, where you can access not only the Patreon, but also you can go ahead and become a one-time supporting listener. You can either do 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, just kidding. There is no dollar amount that you have to contribute. You can contribute anything you want. I didn't put a limit, nor did I put a certain threshold, because I appreciate anything that you're willing to be able to help with the show. Much like our one of our super patrons, Michael Lima, he went out of his way to help us here for Young Americans for Liberty. Just absolutely above and beyond, humbled beyond belief for that support. And I didn't ask for it because I kind of felt awkward asking for it. And here, let's, real vulnerability time. Like, it's awkward asking for support and money from you guys, because I love you guys. I don't want to offend you, right? And at the end of the day, this is something that you are also getting value from. And I forget who, I think it was actually with Dean Clancy, the throwback episode there from a week prior. He says, the podcast, it's a labor of love. And that was in 2018. Yeah, it is a labor of love. A lot of podcasts you hear out there don't last. We've lasted 4 years plus, going on 5 years now. Oh my God. And that's because of you guys, for the downloads, for supporting us, for reaching out and sharing the audience. So if you want to not only help the show as, that next step, but to help us take that next step as a show. And we are growing. We have so many exciting things here as we move forward. One-time donation, or you can make a pledge to become one of our patrons. But again, briannicholsshow.com/support. Either way, the patron and PayPal links are right there. And to the amazing team as I look over here, Daryl Schmitz, Laura Stanley, Michael Lima, Mitchell Mankiewicz, Hody Johns, Craig DaCosta, and the amazing We Are Libertarians channel. Thank you for you amazing folks keeping the lights on, and also, yes, helping us grow the Brian Nichols Show. We're reaching more people, and I know you guys are seeing the conversations are changing. I'm excited because that means that we're making a difference. And one thing that it's tough to see the immediate impact with, and we're all this instant gratification society, right? You want to see you take the magic weight loss pill and then tomorrow you lose 50 pounds. But we all know it doesn't work that way. We want to work that way, but it doesn't work that way. But for us to see 4 years plus that the conversations are changing to the point that, goodness, look at the opportunities we're having right now. I mean, the people who are engaging in conversation, and now instead of just saying, oh, these people are just identifying the problems, they're also presenting the solutions. And that's been missing. That's when I started the show, and this is why we're doing a lot of these throwback episodes. You're going to hear, we heard a lot of problems out there. We heard where we were falling short. And I think this will actually help you guys with some of these throwback episodes, particularly as we have episodes where the candidates aren't available, or a certain theme can't get fit or what have you. To be able to hear where we've come from and where the show has now gone to, but also where we have gone as a liberty movement, and how those conversations are now not focused as much on the petty nonsense, though we still have our petty nonsense, but we have a chance now to have a much larger impact. So that's on you guys for helping make that reality. So thank you, guys. That's all I have for you today. And going into this week, we have some amazing guests lined up. In terms of when they're airing, I don't know yet. So who we're gonna have on Wednesday, you're just gonna have to tune in. So make sure, if you have not had a chance yet, hit that subscribe button on your podcast catcher. If you're watching us here on YouTube, hit that little notification bell so you're not missing a single time we have a video version of the show drop. And also, while you're here, make sure you give us a thumbs up. But with that being said, folks, that is my solo episode for you today. The 30-second elevator pitch. Do you think you are better prepared now to go and say who you are, what problems you can help, who you've helped in the past, and to tell that story of how you can help them? I certainly hope so. And if you believe so, please share your 30-second elevator pitch. Email me or share it on social media. Make sure you tag me at @BNicholsLiberty. But with that being said, it's Brian Nichols signing off here on The Brian Nichols Show. We'll see you Wednesday.
Thanks for listening to The Brian Nichols Show. Find more episodes at briannicholsshow.com.